To put two laps that are so good and so far ahead is definitely shows how good the laps were and putting everything together. Normally in Mexico, I struggle to put laps together because of how slippery it is, and you always may have the feeling like you never put a lap together. But today I definitely put two really good laps. I'm also realistic and knowing that tomorrow anything can happen into turn one. At the same time, I have less to lose than everyone around me, and I'm going to do the best I can to give that P1 into turn three, turn 1, 2, 3, and then lead from there.
After yesterday, I knew that it was going to be a tough weekend, especially also FP3 was not particularly great. But we kept making little improvements to the car, and qualifying felt better. I mean, of course, we're still not the most competitive, but to be on the front row is, I think, an incredible result if you look back at yesterday.
I put in some very nice laps, Q1 and Q2. And that was pretty much it. Like I found the limit of the car very quickly, and we just didn't have much more left. Whereas clearly the Ferrari had a lot more left in the bag than we did. So of course, a little glimmer of hope in the middle that maybe they started to struggle with something, but clearly not. And I think we ended where we probably deserved to be. I think with a slightly better lap, could have been ahead of Max, but I just didn't manage to do it in the end. And I'm still happy with P3.
I was slow. I didn't have a good feeling since FP2, and I knew that it would be a very difficult weekend. P4 today was the best we could do. Disappointed with the qualifying pace, to be honest. To be 3/10 of Carlos is quite a bit, and I'm not satisfied with that. However, considering the race pace, I think I was probably the fastest yesterday, so that's a good sign for tomorrow. But starting fourth, I'm making my life more difficult.
Really happy with the recovery. Obviously, we're still on the old bits from 12 races ago. My lap felt really strong. Super happy with it. Just a 10 from P3. After yesterday, would have taken that.
The car felt good in P3, and then qualifying, I didn't change anything, and then qualifying just completely like turns on its head. Definitely a frustrating session, but that's every qualifying session I've had this year. So
again in the top 10, I think ahead of all the guys we want to be ahead of. So that's a good day for us. This track is very dirty on the inside of the line, so it's another little bonus to be starting on the left side, and it should be a good starting point for a top 10 finish tomorrow.
Delighted, especially after P3 where we were dead last, and just had no grip. We had to make quite a lot of changes going into quali, and must say the confidence wasn't that high in the engineering room before going to quali. We expected to struggle to get out of Q1, and in the end we managed to repeat a Q3 after last week. So very positive. The car felt in a much better window, a lot more potential straight away out of in Q1. I was able to put some strong laps and get a good feel from it. So much better than expected, and again we put ourselves in the top 10, so hopefully we can have a stronger race than last week.
We're kind of scrambling a little bit, just trying to put on setups and see if it worked. In the FP3 actually we weren't that happy, but it's kind of to be expected when you've only done 2 laps on yesterday, so we made a lot of changes to the car in qualifying. Most of them worked, some of them definitely didn't. I think if we had more than 2 laps on Friday, we would have not put some parts in the car. But it was strange. We could kind of drive around some of the problems, and we were playing around with the tools in the car and got it into like a semi-okay window. I think if we, obviously if we had a go again and we did a proper FP1 and 2, I think we could have been a bit more comfortably in that kind of best of the rest part. But I'm happy. I think, first of all, an amazing job from everyone at the team. We are, I've had a fair bit of damage in the last 2 weekends, and they've had a lot of work to do. So very grateful to that. Hopefully we can score some points tomorrow.
It's been a bit of a struggle for me, to be honest. All weekend long, I'm not really getting off on the right foot with the car. The laps don't really come, as I would like to and as they should. So it's struggled to find rhythm, to find harmony, and some laps are good, some laps are not so good, and unfortunately in Q3 I didn't find the good one.
I just lost the car, had a massive front brake, front lock-up. To be honest, throughout this week I didn't have any lock-up there, so it's a bit strange what I had, but nonetheless, I think it was very shame that I didn't able to maximize the opportunity. Hopefully we don't have to start from pit lane, but bit less chance for that. So, but I'll do as much as I can tomorrow.
We were at a good first sector, found nearly a 10th. It was very tight, honestly. Like quali, I was obviously through into Q2 and looking at the times, it was extremely tight. But you know, all weekend we've been building, and it was a tidy lap. It's having completed it like the lap we were on, I think we would have should have easily been through. So it's frustrating, but yeah, it's one of these things. Obviously, we're out at the back, so this is the risk that we run.
Honestly, I was a little bit happily surprised about the car in qualifying. We did struggle the whole weekend in terms of grip and pace, and then in qualifying, for whatever reason, the car felt much better, and I was able to attack and had good confidence. And this lap, when the red flag came, I think I was like 2.5 up on my time, so maybe P5, P6 was possible. Then eventually everyone will finish that attempt, and maybe P9 or P10 was possible, which is enough to go through Q3. So a little bit of a happy surprise in qualifying, and yeah, hopefully tomorrow we can celebrate these 400 races. Obviously, I feel extremely lucky and privileged, you know, to be part of the show. It was a dream when I was a kid, you know, to drive in Formula one day. And I spent more than 2 decades here in this paddock. So every moment, every second, every qualifying, every practice, I do enjoy a lot, and I feel extremely lucky.
Happy to make it into Q2. That was kind of the goal today. So yeah.
Does that mean that things have got a little bit better than over the course of the weekend?
We're not where we want to be, that's for sure.
First of all, I'm happy to get into Q2. It's been a while, and but at the same time, we got unlucky also with the red flag. I was on still with my only run with the new tires, and in the last sector got the red flag. So I think we should have been closer to top 10, but it's positive to see. But at the same time, a bit of a missed opportunity, but that was not down to us.
We were off with the car. I think balance-wise we were struggling a lot of our rotation. We had changed after P3, and looks like we went on the wrong direction, and the car felt really bad. I was struggling to combine the corners. The rear was giving up, and of course when it's like that, the rear don't last very long in the lap. So it was tricky for us. Very difficult to drive today, and yeah, just felt very off. So we'll see what we can do, but it just feels like we need a setup change in the car, and we cannot now for the race. So we'll see what we can do.
The medium, I just didn't have much confidence on, and then the soft lap I was doing was very positive, and then I just went wide at turn 12, and it was as simple as that. So then we tried to go again, but I just had zero grip because the tyres were too hot. So disappointing.
Similar issues as we've had in Austin, for example. Into the low speed, I cannot brake, I cannot stop the car. As soon as I attack the braking, I start sliding. So yeah, that is definitely my main issue at the moment. Is where I'm struggling the most, and yeah, I think here it showed even more. Every time I try to attack the braking, I'm just locking up.
I think we clearly had no pace compared to the rest of the weekend, so it's difficult to really understand. You know, I think there was something clearly that didn't really work for us, and yeah, we need to get it and fix it for the next rounds. Unfortunately, it is one more bad session for us, and yeah, we need to be on top of that for the next rounds.
Disappointing, but with the result. But in another side, after a struggle morning session at P3, I wasn't a massive surprise. But what surprised me was just in quality when we put a new set in the last run, expecting to find 4 or 5 times with the car together with the evolution of the track. But I was finding only 1/10, and no extra grip finding on the surface. So a strange one, but you need to understand because clearly not feeling that great altogether all around today.